Hey guys, it's Eric from Loyal Lab Electric and Generators out of Somersworth, New Hampshire. Today we're in Nottingham doing a 200 amp panel swap, so let's check it out. So we've talked in some of our other videos about all the different reasons you might need to change your panel. Sometimes you need to upgrade from 100 to a 200. Sometimes you just need to add more space. But a lot of times it's because you have an old obsolete panel like this Pushmatic panel that they have here. There's a lot of different reasons you should be changing these out if you have them in your home. And we're going to go over here and check it out so I can show you a couple of them. So this is what a stab lock panel looks like. They might have different versions of the main breaker, but they usually just have a conventional main breaker, and then these are Pushmatic breakers. They call them Pushmatics because you push them to reset them. It's just simple. There's a couple of problems with these. One is the age. Pushmatic came out around the 50s, and I think they were discontinued around the 80s. So if you have one in your home, it could be almost 80 years old. So any electrical panel that is 80 years old is probably time to look into a replacement. Besides just the age of the Pushmatic, you also have the issue with the breakers themselves. For one, because they're old and obsolete, you can't get new breakers for them anymore. So if somebody's installing these for you, they either are old, used ones, or they're non-listed, remanufactured by a different company. There's a couple issues with the design of them that have made them not so reliable over the years. When they were originally made, they had grease in them, and that's how the movement of them stayed crisp. Over time, the grease dries out, it heats up and all that stuff, and it makes them harder to trip and reset. Additionally, there's a little on-off indicator, and there's been situations in the past where that sticks, and it might say that it's off when it's actually on, or vice versa, which can be really dangerous situation for the electrician working in your home or the homeowner that's just trying to turn the circuit off. Everything has a life expectancy. Electrical panels are around 50 to 60 years, and these could be in your house creeping up on 100 years old. So if you have one, it's definitely time to look into a replacement. Because you can't get breakers for them, a lot of times they'll just use whatever they have. And so what we're seeing and what we see here is that there was a lot of 14 gauge wire protected by 20 amp breakers, which is a big hazard and a big no-no in the electrical industry. And there was a lot of situations here where that was happening. And if you have one of these panels in your home, or you have an old fuse panel or another obsolete panel, it's very likely that you have that same problem at your home too. So as you can see, Troy's back here working on the panel right now. The process for your panel replacement might look differently depending on your system and how much of it we have to change. In this case, it was already a 200 amp service, so luckily for the customer, we didn't have to touch anything outside, which saves them a lot of money. All we had to do was change the stuff that's inside. The first thing that we always do is shut the power off. There's portions of the work you can do with it still on, but there's just no reason to have that extra hazard for the electrician while he's in there working. So Troy had to shut the power off. He labeled all the circuits before he pulled them out. That way the new panel will be just as accurately labeled as the old one. We go ahead and we get everything labeled out. We have a system that we use for that. Once he gets the old panel out, you can see the stage he's at now. He's got the new panel up, and he's just starting to land the neutrals and grounds. He's getting all those bare wires out of his way and putting them all where they go. We try and do everything so that we don't have to extend circuits if we don't have to. The less splices and connections you have, the better long-term reliability that your system has. Once he goes and gets everything in there, then we just start turning things on and we transfer the labels, and you'll be back up and running, before the end of the day with a panel that's up to current codes. It's labeled just as good as the old one. It's our preferred panel, which is a Siemens with a plug-in style neutral. It's really easy for us to add and move stuff around down the road. And yeah, this customer will be good for a long time after this. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you have an old Pushmatic panel at your house or something that you think may be old and obsolete, you can go ahead and give us a call. We can come out and check it out for you. Thanks for watching and following our story. We appreciate all the support over the years from Loyal Lab Electric and Generators.